Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching IAllegedly, and I've got a good one for you today. I was driving through Laguna Canyon, and just thought I'd stop and walk through the shops and make a quick video for you guys today. It is crazy right now how many stories that we share on this channel, and then they have legs, and they keep going and keep going and keep going, okay? And I want to talk about it because it's business lunacy is basically what it is right now, and the fact that civility is completely dead in business and in the world and in everything right now. So first things first, you've got problems with worldwide diesel fuel problems. Diesel shortages and diesel prices are through the roof. This is dramatically affecting absolutely everything around us. Everything that's delivered, everything. It affects people here in the States. Germany is concerned that they're going to start rationing gas and diesel fuel. We heard that yesterday, but the biggest problem with diesel prices is that it's absolutely catastrophic right now. And if France is the first one that shuts off diesel fuel, and starts to ration it, it's just going to be a ripple effect through the rest of the economy. We're seeing that. New York Times did a story on this, and like it's news, guys, because it's not news, it's something that affects each and every one of us, and we're seeing that. So the next thing is the housing bubble right now and the housing price. The prices that people are charging and paying right now. There's a guy named Philippe Crook that is a realtor, and he showed a house in Echo Park, which is a suburb of Los Angeles. And they call it Los Angeles proper because it's got a Los Angeles mailing address, but it's Echo Park. You've got areas like Studio City and things like that that are located in these areas that are basically Los Angeles. He showed a house on his TikTok, this house on TikTok that was for sale for $1.6 million, which was high for the neighborhood, and nice compoundish lot. I hate the area myself. I think it's hell, but that's just me. The house sold for $2,475,000 for $800,000 over the asking price. So if anybody knows Philippe, have him reach out because I'd love to have him on the channel because this is insane. And again, you're seeing more and more of this with people right now with spending money like crazy to buy these houses because they have a fear of missing out. And the interest rates are only going to go up. The problem with housing is only going to go up, and it's only going to get worse and worse and worse. Now, again, part of the civility problem that we have right now with business and with everything else is New York State passed a law in November called the Consumer Credit Fairness Act of 2021. And what this does is it makes it so that debt collectors cannot collect on certain debts in certain ways anymore as of April 7th of 2022. And this was going to fly under the radar, but you're starting to get people like me talking about it and other people because this is going to go to other states. But when you hear this stuff, you kind of can't argue with this stuff. You can't sit there and go, this is a terrible rule. One thing that debt collectors do, and everybody's got to make money and all that stuff. Some of these old shops down here with all this stuff's kind of cool. Again, you can walk here, you can spend the entire day walking up and down these shops and checking them out, getting a place to eat, but just really cool, eclectic artist stuff. They have a really good art festival here every year, which I'll bring you guys to when they have it back in the spring and summer and things like that. But, so what this thing does is this. There is a statute of limitations. When you owe someone money, there is a limited time that they can collect on this. And what some of these debt collectors have done to skirt that is they have made it so that if somebody goes out and makes a payment on an old consumer credit loan, they restart the statute of limitations. In the state of New York, on a debt, it used to be 6 years that you had to pay on these debts. Well, not anymore. They changed that now to where it's only 3 years. If they don't collect after 3 years, they can't come after you for this. And the debt collectors are freaking out over this because they want their money. But here's the thing. If you haven't made a payment during this time, then that's when the clock is ticking. if you made a minimal payment during this time, they can argue that you owe this money. So there's that. They cannot harass you. They cannot come after you. They cannot make certain threats against you. But again, selling the debt is going to be limited now. The way that they can collect is limited now. And they can't go on social media. All these things that they talked about in the future, in the past, about what they were going to do in the future and how they were going to show up on your Facebook account and Instagram account and embarrass you about the money that you owe, is not going to happen right now. So that's not going to happen. So, you know, do you guys like this? Governor Hochul, she signed this into effect, and it's a big deal. Again, guys, I'm always amazed. All these places that are out of business right now in these resort towns, it's nuts, guys. So there's that. Have you guys been victim of this? Now, you know, the thing about litigation, the thing about lawsuits and stuff, they're very effective, guys, with getting your money. And if you do it correctly, I mean, if somebody has wronged you in business or defamed you or done anything like that, get a good lawyer, guys, okay? Because there's a lot that you can do with that. Now, I can expand on that. I'll tell you guys some stories in about 10 to 14 days when something happens. I'll let you guys in on something that I've talked about in the past that I can finally talk about. Now, the next thing is civility. Civility in life and in business and everything. Civility is dead right now, guys. Will Smith is at the Academy Awards on Sunday night, and Chris Rock makes a joke. And again, guys, it was a joke. It's Chris Rock, okay? Now, arguably, I want you to tell me the top 20 celebrities in the world, okay? Now, people from different countries may have people in India that think that they've got the best celebrities, but arguably, A-list celebrities from here in the States, you've got Will Smith is arguably in the top 20 until he did that. I really think that that was absolutely catastrophic for everything in that guy's career. I think that it was horrific. It also showed where society is at right now, guys, because let's put it this way. People's fuse are so short. They really are. They just do not have the temperament to get through this walk right now, okay? You know, there are people that could cut you off and people can lose it in a moment's notice. And for that guy to do that on the grandest, you know, award show in the world, whether you like Hollywood or not, and I was a guy who did everything I could to get in that business at one point in my life, and wrote screenplays and optioned screenplays and sold a screenplay, and I had a movie made that you've never heard of, and you know, I loved it. I wanted to be part of that, but I wanted to be in the industry. I wanted to make stuff. I loved writing. The greatest part about writing is probably why I like doing this channel so much, is the research. I loved the research. I loved when you'd learn about some gangster that fleeced people and how he did it, and the intricacy of it was amazing. Going to sit in courtrooms and watch trials of people that committed murder and did heinous things, and how they justified it and how their temperament was now because they're insane, and how they did that and how they you know, lived through that experience and acted like they didn't have a care in the world when someone was dead, okay? I found that to be fascinating, guys. But Will Smith showed his true colors. Will Smith absolutely lost it and should never have done that. And Chris Rock, you know, personally, I think Chris Rock should have pressed charges, first of all. An RDA in Los Angeles is ridiculous because, you know, he could have shot him and he probably wouldn't have pressed charges on that. This guy is not convicting people of anything. You want to commit a crime, you do it in Los Angeles right now. But Chris Rock should sue this guy, should get a good Chris Rock lawyer and go sue this guy for $200 million. That's what should happen. Now, you can talk about defaming your wife and how her illness. Okay, my girlfriend, it has stage 4 cancer, guys, and she's lost her hair since I've been with her like 3 times. Okay, and today at breakfast we were joking about, remember the guy in Costco? Hey, Chrome Dome, you know, and no, it's not comfortable, but to sit there and to punch that guy, come on, guys, okay? It's ridiculous, okay? Now, when you're an A-list celebrity who's a little off of where he used to be, because I checked today, he's making between $10 and $15 million guaranteed per movie. It's not the same, guys. But this guy, think of the example that he set for our children, for your grandkids, for life. This is how you resolve conflict. If you're mad, if somebody says something to you, you go punch them in the face. Do it. Do it today, guys. Will Smith did it. Go do it. Go smack that guy, okay? Now, the one thing that's funny about doing this on this channel is people that think they know me and have no idea who I am, what I've done in my past, what I do when I'm not holding this camera is funny to me because here, live with your mom, you know, and everything that they write and the horrific things that they write. It's, you know, you block every now and then you got to block a douchebag, but you know, you get through it, okay? But think about how bad that was. Now, Dan, it's a cultural thing. You don't understand. That's how men handle things. Oh, is it really? Why didn't he shoot him then? Why didn't he do something really good and just take the guy out? Okay? Because again, guys, we live in a civil society. He could have, think about the gold that Will Smith could have gained from this if he would have got up from his chair and walked up the stage after Chris Rock left the stage after he gave out the Best Documentary Award and went backstage and confronted him. Oh my God, what did he say? Oh my God, he was so out of line. Chris Rock was out of line for doing that. Do you know what I mean? That would have carried so much more weight. But again, losing it. Driving down the street, driving here today, okay? Seeing people honk at each other, yell at each other. People are broke. People have no money. People have, you know, such a distorted sense of what's happening in this world right now. The doctors that I speak to, you know, and my doctor told me this, and I asked a couple other doctors today about this. People are so lonely and so miserable right now that they don't know what to do. Children are suffering in such a huge way right now because of what's happened in the last 2 years. I'm telling you guys this right now. This is awful. I'm so grateful that my children are adults right now, and I feel for you guys that have to go through this. And you know, you may be having a tough time in your marriage, but you got to keep it together for the kids, and you got to be civil, and you got to co-parent and do all that shenanigans that you have to do. But again, the masks and everything that these kids have got to go through right now has been awful, okay? Online learning, people need socialization. Children need socialization, but they also need to learn right and wrong and what's good and what's bad. And we've lost that, guys. We've completely lost that. But again, that's okay. Will Smith did it, guys. Just go and do it, okay? Go and punch somebody. There are people that are cheering this. His wife, after it was done, there's a new camera angle that came out, and she's laughing her ass off after he did it. That's horrible, guys. It's absolutely horrible. And again, Chris Rock, litigation festival, suing Will Smith. You should sue. Here's the thing. When you sue somebody, you carpet bomb them. You sue everybody. You sue the Academy, you sue the security company that worked the Academy Awards, you sue everybody, okay? So does that mean anybody can rush the stage, or is it just Will Smith can do that? Think about that, guys, okay? I'm telling you, I've had litigation in my life, and I've had people wrong me and think, oh, he's done, he's dead, the company's finished, he's gonna be dead. There's nothing you can do. And they laugh, and then you go out and you hire the best lawyer, and you just have a plan, and then you wait till towards the end of the statute of limitations and you just carpet bomb them, okay, with that. And people do things in business and then they just get, oh my God, you're making a big deal out of this. Yeah, we are. And you're going to be in bankruptcy, and then they start spending tons of money every month to defend themselves. Will Smith can afford it, but Will Smith needs to be punished for this. And again, this is off topic for the channel, but this is not off topic because in business, it's not civil anymore, okay? I have seen doctors and talked to brilliant people that have raised money for medical innovation that finally got their funding. This guy is a genius, and this guy put together something that's going to change the biotech scene in our world, you know, for blood testing, and then COVID hits, okay? Well, John, we can't work on that right now, okay? Absolutely destroys the guy's business. Now, 2 years later, he gets restarted. Now, here's the thing about medical innovation. What's good today may not be good 2 years from now. You guys know that. You know, we've had some good things that have come out of COVID, okay? And the first one is that when my kids were young, I hated going to the doctor when one would get sick and then the other one would get sick, and we'd pass it back and forth, and la 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 la. It would just be the circle of germs in the house, okay? Well, why couldn't you pull out the iPad now and have telemedicine? Oh my gosh, that's happening now. Well, I wish that was there 15 years ago, okay? Because it would be a different world. I wouldn't miss so much work and things like that during that time. But again, what kind of person are you? Are you kind? Do you have it together? I get a kick out of the people that are trying to date right now and can't figure out why they can't meet anybody. Well, because you're an angry douche, okay? And no one living would want to be around you. That's what you should understand. And the thing about business is the same exact thing, is that what kind of business person are you? What kind of employee are you? What kind of leader are you, okay? Set an example. Now me, I'm a flawed individual, okay? And I know that, and I'm constantly learning, and I'm constantly trying to learn. You know, I'm a student of marketing, and I'm good at it, and you know, I am a brilliant connector. I can get people put together. I'm telling you, you want to do something for your business, help people for free, because it's done wonders for me. Because as we talk about all this stuff, think about this. One of my longest videos, longest watched, in other words, it's like over 80%, is the video on planning for your New Year's resolutions for 2022. Now that we're done with the first quarter of it, how are you guys doing on that? Well, Dan, I signed up for that gym, and now that you mentioned, I should probably cancel that. The diet, God, I love macaroons, so I'm not going to do that. Guys, the plan that you have to implement for yourself takes time. As I enter April, everything I wanted to do in the first quarter is done. Every single thing, okay? One giveaway item that I ordered for you guys that's huge, that's big, that I had to get upset about yesterday with these people, it's coming this week. I was going to have it at the end of this month, but you guys are going to get it next week, and it's huge, and it's something that nobody else has done that I've seen. So it's going to be absolutely very cool. But again, guys, your goals, what you're doing with your life, you've got to have these plans, and you've got to work things out and work the plan constantly. But again, what kind of person are you? Are you a hothead? You know, do you have a lot of money and you think you should be a hothead? Okay. I know people that have more money, and they're the nicest people in the world, okay? If you have something that's innovative, and innovation, there is a tremendous amount of money out there waiting to help people with this. But the one thing that people need to understand that they don't get is that you really only get one chance with these people. And a lot of people don't get that. Well, you know, we've got the greatest innovative app, we've got this, we've got that. But when you sit down with these money people, and they are just so sharp, and they have all the questions, and I've seen people get scrutinized with this, and I did this 2 weeks ago where I got scrutinized myself, and it's great, okay? And when I thought, I'd give myself an A-, because I just thought of everything these guys could ask me, every single thing I had answered, I prepped, I did everything, and there were still 4 or 5 things they asked, and I'm like, damn it, that's a good one, okay? So I don't know how to answer that. And I was honest and didn't lie to them, okay? So again, people, civility in business, civility with your employees. What are your employees like when they go home? Are they miserable? Are you paying them a decent wage? Are they starving to death right now working for you? By the way, look at these shops closed here, by the way, okay? You guys, this is a premier shopping area, destination area that has got, God, I mean, this is just, I mean, if you could sell stuff like, if you had bathing suits and dresses and things like this, they would just fly off the shelves normally, you know? But again, people aren't spending money like that because people don't have any money right now. So, you know, again, a little off topic today, but again, what kind of person are you? Again, be kind. You know, when I talked to Fran Glover about Joseph Dreamhouse and what's going on over there, and just how tough it is right now, and that the writing is on the wall, guys, for food shortages. The USDA donates things to her, and she's got the legal charity that's giving thousands of pounds of food away a month to people and helping feed starving people, okay? And they're cutting back and cutting back and cutting back. It's gonna be bad, guys. Now, oh, you're a gloom and doomer. No, I'm not, guys. I really am not. I've got some cool stuff coming out that I cannot wait to share with everybody, because it's going to make a huge difference with business and with my personal life and things like that. But would I buy a house right now? Not in a chance in hell, guys, would I do that right now. Okay? So, was Will Smith in the right? Was he in the wrong? It's not an old story, but what's relevant is the civility side of it. Civility is dead, guys. People are not kind to one another anymore. People are not tolerant of, oh, excuse me, and moving on. Okay? That's dead right now. People want to drive somebody off the road. That's what happens right now. Okay? So share your thoughts on all this stuff. Let me cover some more stuff as I wrap this up. I always like walking through these older towns. Got these old churches that are very cool. In fact, I had a friend of mine that got married at this one. And great story there. Someday I'll tell you guys. But you're seeing a lot of things with the economy that don't make sense. First thing, the PPP loans. They anticipate right now, as they start to do these audits, that there's $80 billion in fraud that's been committed with the PPP loans that they can put their finger on. They are actively going after these people that borrowed this money, and they are collecting it, and they are giving them the opportunity to pay the money back, or face, getting charged with a crime. Imagine you got a place to bring your doggy to work. Anyways, I'm not going to buy a dress today. Anyways, the other thing about this is that they're setting up a squeal site, which we talked about, that's going to be done hopefully this week or next week. And if you want to rat on somebody that you think took advantage of that program, you're going to be able to do that now. But this is going to wreak havoc, because old boyfriends, that girlfriend that you didn't like, the girlfriend that shunned you, all that stuff is going to be reported as fraud, and they're going to have to investigate all this stuff, and it's going to wreak havoc on all this stuff. The Biden administration right now is talking about a new billionaire's tax for people that have assets over $100 million. They want to tax all your income. Okay, 20%. The problem is they want to do it on unrealized capital gains, and this was talked about in December. Now they're bringing it up now. So think about this, guys. You bought a bunch of silver, it's sitting in your drawer. How much is it worth? How much is that painting worth that you bought? And you've got to report that. These people bring their dog to the gallery. So, but imagine people having to pay taxes on that. And I know right now there's people going, damn, they're worth $100 million. Let them pay the taxes on that. Okay. The problem with this is that things carry over. Okay? Just because you had a bad year for the last 2 years doesn't mean that 2022 is not going to be a great year for you, and you're going to rip it or turn it around, make a bunch of money. And what if they lower it to, if you have $1 million in assets and you got to pay this 20% unrealized capital gains? And by the way, this is Fantasyland fiction. If you bought cryptos, if you bought silver, if you bought a painting, if you bought stocks, and they say that they've gone up, you have to pay taxes on that. That is absolutely nuts, guys. Absolutely nuts. So share your thoughts on that one, because it only gets worse from there. Okay? California is insane, and they just extended the eviction moratorium until June 30th of this year. Just when you thought it couldn't end, they did it here. Now this is going to happen around the country. We had over $2 billion in rental relief that was just paid out this week. Now, think about this, guys. I've talked about this a lot in the channel. If you're behind in your rent, reach out to these programs. They're getting people money. But again, they're bureaucratic. They're not business people. They don't get anything out of this. Oh my God, it takes so much work to send these checks out to the landlord. Let's take our time. Do you want to do lunch, Stacy? Yeah, let's do lunch. That's who you're dealing with, okay? So they come back from lunch, and guess what? It was going to end on the 31st of March, and they sent out a bunch of checks this week, okay? $1.6 billion in LA County, Orange County got a huge ton, Riverside County, San Bernardino County, San Diego County, Southern California, guys, below Santa Barbara, got $2.2 billion. Now, what they did was they said, listen, if you've applied, and March 31st was the last day to apply. And they told people the same thing I tell you guys. If you are denied a grant or you're denied that type of money, still continue to reach out, still continue to tell me you want to be on the waiting list. Look at these cool furniture shops. Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. So tell people you want to be on these lists, because what they did was they told everybody that are on those lists that they cannot be evicted if they applied for the rental assistance. Now, think of the flurry of people yesterday that filled out those things and just sent them in. Oh, we're not going to get evicted now. Okay? That's going to happen, guys. Totally wrong. But this is coming to a theater near you, guys. This is going to come to your city, where you're going to see more and more people that were offered this eviction moratorium, and they're just going to extend it and extend it and extend it and extend it. This is kind of the busier section down here, guys. You got they shut the street down a couple years ago, put all the outdoor dining in, and the shops are open. You can walk up and down the street. It's nice. It's overcast, but it's still warm. It's just beautiful out here. So anyway, share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys, because just when you thought, okay, it's done, we can finally get rid of these people and have them pay their rent. These poor landlords, why anybody would want to be in that business right now is beyond me. I just don't understand it, because I think it's horrific right now. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. I want to know what you think. I'm going to end this video with these last few stories. And the European Union is trying to implement new crypto laws, and they want to have tighter scrutiny on cryptocurrency transactions to get rid of things that are nefarious. And you can read the report from Reuters and what they're going to do, but this is coming everywhere, guys. And they're concerned about Coinbase, and they're concerned about how things are handled. Now, the next thing is the yield curve inverted yesterday. Now, you can sit there and say, what does that mean? The 2-year notes had a higher interest rate than a 10-year note. And this has not happened since 2019. And what they're saying is that this is usually followed by a recession. And it's got a good indicator of that, but it creates a lot of problems in the economy. Now, depending on who you look at. If you look at someone like Greg Manarino, it's buy, okay? Everything's great, his Lions are gonna do well. The other one is Jim Cramer. Jim Cramer's like, hey, this is the time to buy stocks right now, guys. Now, I can't help but look at Jim Cramer and look at the old stories of Bear Stearns 5 days before their collapse. What about Wachovia, guys? Remember that company? You haven't even heard that. He used to tout that one too. Merrill Lynch, all those great ones that were in the Jim Cramer success stories. Again, Jim Cramer's telling everybody to buy right now. Make up your own mind, guys. Remember, please don't forget to hit the like button. Somebody said I should never ask you guys to like the video in the beginning. I should never ask you to subscribe to the channel. So you know what? I waited to the end of this time for you. So please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. If you want to join us at the Angel Game on April 11th, a lot of tickets are sold. I got to check to make sure we're not sold out yet. But the link is below. It's $55 to join us. And I have an email list. An email is going out either Friday or Saturday, April 1st or April 2nd. And also Patreon. I've got a Patreon channel. You can get more access to me. So onward and upward, guys. I will see you guys very soon. And thanks for being here.